Somewhere we'll soon make a change. We all a part of God's great big family. And the truth, you know, love is all we need. We are the world. We are the children. We are the ones who make it brighter day. So let's start giving. There's a choice we're making. We're saving our own lives. It's true, we make a better day. Just you and me. Well, send them your heart so they know that someone cares, and their lives will be stronger and free. As God has shown us by turning stone to bread, and so we all must lend a helping hand. We are the world. We are the children. We are the one to make a brighter day. So let's start giving. Oh, there's a choice we're making. We're saving our lives. It's true, we make a better day. Just you and me. When you're down and out, there seems no hope at all. But if you just believe, there's nowhere we can fall. Let us realize, oh, that a change can only come when we stand together as one. We are the children. We are the ones who make a better day. So let's start giving. There's a choice we're making. We're saving our own lives. So make a better day. Just you and me. We are the world. We are the children. We are the ones who make a better day. So let's start giving. There's a choice we're making. We're saving our own lives. It's true, we make a better day. Just you and me. We are the world. We are the children. We are the ones who make a better day. So let's start giving. So let's start giving. It's true, we make a better day. Just you and me. Oh, let me hear you. We are the world. Yeah, we are the children. Let's start giving. There's a choice we're making. We're saving our own lives. It's true, we make a better day. Just you and me. Come on now, let me hear you. We are the world. We are the world. We are the children. We are the children. We are the ones who make a brighter day. So let's start giving. So let's start giving. There's a choice we're making. We're saving our lives. It's true, we make a better day. Just you and me. Yeah. We are the world. We are the world. We are the children. We are the children. We are the ones who make a better day. So let's start giving. So let's start
Good evening, whatever you are. This is Screen Vision. We are coming to you live from the beautiful city of Kigali. And today, I'm glad to be here, and I encourage you to invite your colleagues to follow the show. Today, we will be hosting Sylvester Blessing Jayjay. He happened to be the General Secretary of the Liberian Community here in Rwanda. So, we're going to be discussing the budget, you know, no revenue screens, all those things they put in place to generate those funds. Because when they talk about budget, it almost like you are just saying yes, we want to get this so and so amount somewhere, but you are not sure. If possible, you have or budget set up. You say, oh, for example, we have like 10 million in the account for this fiscal year. At the end of the day, you go around to generate those funds, you won't be able to meet your target. So JJ going to explain to us, all of those things, how he going to go about. I mean, the leadership, how are they going to go about? I mean, generating the funds for your community. Though you as a community also have your part to play, we have our part to play. I mean, we have to contribute to the growth and development of our community. So we will encourage everyone to follow the show. We want you to make your comment. You will call. You ask JJ questions. So that we can have a fruitful discussion. So again, we want to welcome you to Screen Vision. This is where we discuss issues that affect the world. Issue that contribute to growth, to society development. We make the voiceless to make the voices to be heard on this platform. So whatever you are, if you have a issue and you want to discuss, you can contact Screen Vision. Others are going to bring you in, discuss with you, and then we have the show so that your voice or your voices can be heard. So we want to encourage you to share the show as we urge our guest in Sylvester Blessing JJ. The mail is set and ready to have the discussion today. So let us invite JJ in studio. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you to our listeners far and near, and wherever you are, I say good evening, good afternoon, and good morning. As the co-host said, I'm Sylvester Blessing JJ. Just for the sake of correction, I'm the financial secretary of the Liberian community, the Liberian diaspora community in Rwanda. So
That's how the chairman can call it diaspora community.
yeah. So again, I'm here to discuss issues pertaining the financial aspects of our community, and I'm looking forward to having a fruitful discussion. Lastly, before I forget, from the office of the chairman, he
Mhm.
extend his greetings to all listeners and to the panelists and co-hosts. So the leadership, by extension, also wants to wholeheartedly appreciate the Screen Vision for their tireless effort to ensuring that the information reach the people. As a matter of fact, this is a though predominantly we are student populace, but that does not negate the fact that we are still a diaspora community. Thank you so
Yeah,
much
sure.
for the invite. I'm looking forward to a fruitful conversation.
Thank you so much, Honorable Financial Secretary, for that brilliant, intro, making the public to know who is Sylvester Blessing JJ. You know, uh, your government, our government, you guys just took over few months, and then we see the kind of a progress being made. Yeah, so there's a saying I say it's not good to praise a wet chicken too much. Yeah, but actually you guys are making some efforts, and we must appreciate you guys for that. So we were in a meeting yesterday. I was part of a stakeholder meeting, and then there were a lot of discussion going on in the stakeholder meeting concerning the budget, looking at the revenue screens, because we are in a community where majority of the population, they are students. We are not, the working class. Those who working here, the number is very less, but majority of the Liberians are studying in Rwanda, they are students. So looking at the budget and looking at the amount that was put aside for office space, all of those things. Raise up concern. How are we going to generate, all these funds? We are now working. Are we going to depend on other people pockets? So let's hear you tonight. Let the public hear you. I mean, what's the plan set up to those various, sources or means that you're going to use to generate the revenue for the community? Let's start from there.
So, if you may permit me, before I deal with the question, I would just like to lay, some points so that at least
Yeah.
they can better guide our discussion. So, as you may be aware, and few residents of the community may be aware that the budget has been passed. So the budget was developed in a period of 4 days after we got in office. I mean, the finalization of the draft. So
Okay.
we actually follow a standard process concerning the budget of the community. In that regard, we developed the budget based on 2 points. Those who are financier, they may know budgeting has so many types, and so for my office, we try to do a hybrid methodology to formulate
Okay.
a well and suitable budget that we may use to achieve our agenda. So ranging from the fact that we have the incremental, the zero base, the activity base, and that of the value proportional budgeting type. So for our administration, looking at the activities that we have and looking at priorities, not just activities, but priorities that
Yeah.
align with what we want to achieve and what we want to bring the community to. So you can also consider our administration as a system administration because we are now trying to set system in place. For the fact we budgeted for website, we budgeted for office space, and we budgeted for diaspora community registration. So those were the key, and, the three main priorities high on our agenda for the community. So basically, to your question, you talk about revenue generation, and you see, for the budget aspect, as it is, uh, we we projected we projected a sum of 9.5 million running francs
Yeah. Okay.
to better set us on the pace of achieving our three high priorities and other subsidiaries activities that we may have. So we budget is designed in a way that we want to be our own supporter of
Okay.
our agenda. What do I mean? And the chairman was very clear on his developmental agenda that we can develop these strategies, but we as residents, we have to be independent in order
Yeah.
to support our initiatives. While it's true that we may incorporate external donors, to buttress our efforts, but as a matter of fact, as residents of the community, we can say in our Liberian way, when somebody washing your bag, you may wash your phone.
Sure.
So strictly in revenue generation, we projected that majority of our revenue should be generated from membership fund,
Okay.
membership due payment, monthly membership due payment. In keeping in line with the previous amount that was stipulated, the amount that is stipulated in the previous constitution of 500 on a monthly basis. Like you mentioned, we are majority of us we are students, but
Yeah.
I don't want to believe that in as much as we are students, we have our own struggling and our own struggles that we cannot contribute 500 per month towards the growth of our development of our community. So we itemize few things inclusive of the membership due and that of return on investment on partnerships and even partnership and business development, as well as taking the community after it should have been registered, taking the community to the Rwanda Stock Exchange for future investment. And,
Okay.
so these are ways that we identify, but all of those things it rests on the membership payment. So the membership payment we estimated for the fact that we are still ongoing, we are still doing our community census. So we estimated that if we can have committed 700 residents paying 500 per month, 500 Rwanda francs per month, we can achieve these shared objectives, and we
Okay.
can maintain office space, we can maintain office operations, and and maintain other activities. So basically, this is what we did. Knowing your budget, residents of the Liberian community, the total revenue is 9.5 million, and where huge portion of that 9.5 million will be taken from membership payment, and that of our engagement with event planners, and that of those that are doing business here in the running community. Before I end on this note to your question, as you just stated, uh, for the fact that we want to achieve these things, I commend the chairman again for his strong political will, because we can document these things, but once the head
Mhm.
is not a driving force to achieving this thing, I can tell you it will just be a fun piece of document, but with no implementation. So, like you acknowledge that we had a stakeholder meetings. Prior to the stakeholder meeting, we have a meeting with event planners to see how best as the leadership can engage in their activities on two bases:
Mhm.
empowerment of Liberian activities, Liberian owned activities, and also bringing some source of funding back to the community. So that's how we go about. Thank you very much.
So thank you so much, JJ. So how are the community welcoming the issue of the due payment? How are they really welcoming the issue of due payment? Looking at various chapters, leadership. Have you guys? I know recently you got your tour. I mean, going through to various chapter, having some conversation with them. I don't know whether the issue of due payment was part of the conversation, and how are they really responding when it comes to the issue of the due payment? Because we're looking
So
at
the
our own way of supporting now. We are not looking at extended force. We're looking at our own self as student based as an institution. How can we support our own program? So how are they really responding when it comes to the issue of due payments?
the due payment is a what can I say, is an ongoing conversation. Is a conversation that from the beginning of administration to the end of administration, that is communicate or conversation that will not cease.
Mm-hmm.
So residents of the community may be aware, due to what may have happened in the past with leadership management of fund. And that's why you see some people, they are somehow skeptical. So you see that we engage the membership payment with persuasion.
Yeah.
We engage with persuasion, and also with our good governance skills, or application of methodology to ensure the growth of our community. As a matter of fact, many residents believe in our capability, and that's why we are leveraging on to ensuring that we mobilize funds. So for this first quarter, I don't want to preempt, but for this first quarter, the report will be up. Budget performance report will be up soon, alongside with comprehensive administrative and other reports. So, but basically, for the membership payment, it brought a huge shock. And, to us, we experienced a great loss
Okay.
toward our revenue generation stream. But I want to believe that we will pick up. If you read the budget, we make an assumption in the
Yeah.
budget. If for the sake of the audience, I can just read it quick.
Yeah.
In fact, it was assumption one. We say community revenue is expected to be low within the first quarter and half a second quarter. These are something that we foresee.
Okay.
and considering the fact that we lately enter our operational period, and that we did try to reintroduce the due payment. So it's something that is new to the community. It's something that we are starting from scratch, and we are actually looking forward to seeing that people get engaged. But I know with good leadership, good governance, performances, and we will triumph over those issues. But for this quarter, it's kind of poor.
Yeah,
Performance is kind of
so
poor,
so
unfortunately. But
we
I'm
were
sure
talking.
furthering the next quarter, as we can, as I've been noticing, a lot of people have started to pay their membership. In fact, some of them are even paying for the whole year. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah. Because I think the whole year is something around 6K, right?
yeah,
I
the
think
whole year is
6K,
something around 6,000 francs.
6,000 Rwanda franc. Yeah,
Yeah,
which
yeah,
is
sure.
very little. Even you there, you can even pay for myself. So it's welcoming. Yeah, if you to start something, it's kind of a difficult to just encourage people to go through the process. You have to continue talking to them, talking and talking. And by the way, I know most people will try to make that contribution. So for us on our side, we're going to, at least from the media side, we're going to continue pushing the issue of the due payment, encouraging people to contribute towards the issue of due payment. Now, let's look at the issue about collaboration. You spoke about having the discussion with the event planners, right? You guys discuss with the event planner because uh, those guys have a huge population within the community. They got means of generating fund. And once they are in the community and then they are working within the community, they have to collaborate with the leadership in order to see the community achieving a goal. So I guess you were part of the meeting. What was the discussion like, and how was it, how did they really took the conversation when it comes to their contribution towards the budget?
Unfortunately, due to mental schedule on other community assignments, I failed to attend the meeting. But as a matter of fact, the leadership was ably represented. We had the chairman, we had the vice chair for international affairs in that meeting. But I want to believe that the meeting went well, because we had top event planners. We who are willing to be the backbone for our administration. So they were in that meeting, and a series of conversation went on, but details had not yet been dropped. But I want to believe that the meeting was the meeting was fruitful, and many of them may have shown willingness to enter into partnership with the administration to ensuring that we promote the growth and social development, and that of the community. But
So based on
the meeting went well.
Okay, so based on the first performance, the first quarter performance, you looking at the amount you guys set up for the first quarter performance. How is it like if you look at the revenue you guys generated all the time? Yeah, if you were to give a figure, how or percentage?
So, like I said, I don't want to to what should I say, to jump the gun, but from the first quarter report, we still on good ground. You know,
Okay.
looking at the fact that I'm the chief implementer of the financial or the fiscal policy of the community, so we did our best to ensuring that we avoid bankruptcy, and
Mm-hmm.
we did our best with all of those key priorities like expenditure, and that of website development, and rental of office space, procurement of office accessories, and decks, and other items. We did our best. So for the budget performed somehow well. But what really brought a shock to us is the membership due payment. But on the overall, the budget performed about 80%.
Okay. Okay. You were talking about due to some activities that happened in the past, yes, it's going to be difficult for some people to get involved when it comes to the issue of due payment because they're looking at the issue of transparency. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Sometimes people, when people pay the money, they want to see the, I mean, why that money will be used for. So people like to know. But other than that, they won't really contribute. So if you making things easier for them, making them to know that yes, your money going to be used this way, this way. So I want to know what are those or strategies that you got put in place that will sell the issue of transparency and accountability
So I think the issue
or
of
transfer.
transparency, the issue of transparency, I don't think it's something that should be discussed. And because from our, because one thing I can tell anyone, right? Peace be to the ashes of my late grandfather. But normally when I was a kid, he used to say when anybody try to so anyone struggle, like take 2 or 3 minutes to talk how transparent they are, or the level of integrity they have, don't count this serious. But for the fact of transparency is something that we who came from the Professional Alliance for Transformation, is something that we are very straightforward. So
Yeah,
yeah, these are methods that we brought in to make the community know that we are not here to steal but to serve. As one of our famous politicians can say, leadership is not a place to steal but to serve. So what we did from our office, we try to details every transaction,
okay.
weekly update. From the moment the chairman launched 2,000 francs rally on our inauguration day, people who paid, they saw their name on the list. And not just seeing their name, but they found the transaction ID, the full name of the payment, the person that paid, the amount, and the date. So
Yeah,
that report is a weekly report for the community, purpose. It's not part of the quarter, because in the quarter report you won't find those details there. So in the quarter report now, there where transparency come in. Those documents I have sent in our chat room, and conscious manner Liberian, who are very critical to our leadership, we do the
yeah,
calculation on the sum to know the total of what we generated from rally. Then we look at the quarter report, whether that is the same amount mentioned,
mm-hmm.
to hold us accountable. Even in terms of membership payment, those who pay their registration ID, their transaction ID, their amount paid, everything is being recorded per month. So the issue of transparency is something that we as leadership, we decide to be, we plan on being straight on. And I'm telling you, despite many of us, we are friends in the leadership, but on the issue of missteps of application, we don't compromise that. If I go wrong, I know for the fact that my boss will beat on me, my other co-officer will beat on me. So transparency is something that is key to engage that way. So we make sure we inform the people of their payment. Whatsoever cent that has been paid is being recorded and being posted.
Yeah, in the chat room. I think
Yeah.
I saw information like that. So